Hey guys, Tina here and welcome to my monthly recommendations video. This group was created by Kayla, Rain and Trina, and I will leave their channels as well as the Goodreads page of the group down below so you can go maybe check it out and participate, why not. This month's topic is big books, and if you have been watching my channel for a while you will know that I love big books. Yeah, the bigger they are the better actually, I think, yeah, in my opinion. So I have a few recommendations for you. As you know, I will start off with fantasy because it seems like that's where, you know, the biggest books are. And the first one that I have to suggest is naturally one by Brandon Sanderson, and it's called Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and it's actually book one in his Stormlight archive. So this is going to be 10 books. 2 are out and the third one is coming out in November. And yes, this is actually 2 books, but it's actually one. It's just split in half basically, and each of these parts is over 500 pages. Just, you know, I'm not cheating in any way. So yeah, this is actually his what wants to be, you know, he sees it as his grand opus, and it tells the story of a world where there's this war between the Parshendi and humans, and they have been fighting forever in these plateaus. And we meet a lot of different characters there, like Dalinar and his son. There's the king and different princes that are fighting each other, as well as the Parshendi. And the main character of this book is called Kaladin, and he's actually a slave there. And he works on the bridges because they're fighting on the plateaus. They need movable bridges. So they can cross from one plateau to the other. So he's part of those bridge runners, and they have to basically move the bridges before the army, so the army can cross. And yeah, he's a really likable character. There are also some strong females in this book, and they're called Shallan and Jasna, and they're really knowledgeable scholars, and yeah, there's lots and lots of things to like in these books. So the next one I want to suggest is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Now this is book one in another long series, and the Wheel of Time series is actually 14 books long, and they're all pretty much this big. And it's more reminiscent of Tolkien, so if you're looking for something that it's slower paced and more, I guess, fantastical and dreamy, is that how you sort of describe Tolkien? I don't know, I think it is more in a way innocent, but yeah. So yeah, this is pretty similar, and I think people that really love Tolkien would like these books. It tells the story of Rand and a couple of his friends. They live in this small village, and one night their village is attacked, and it turns out that the attackers were actually after Rand and his 2 friends, and because of that they decide to leave the village so they would be able to protect their families and friends. And they're escorted by a knight and an Aes Sedai. An Aes Sedai is actually a group of powerful women that are able to control magic, and one of them was in their village, and her knight, and these 2 then escort these boys to safety, or they're supposed to. Along the way, there's a lot of adventure, there's a lot of fantastical places, a lot of different characters, and it was really enjoyable. It took me a month and a half to read, but you know, it just was a bit slow, but I never lost interest. It's really, I don't know, it just kept pulling me back, and I really cannot wait to continue on with the series. Now the next one I have been gushing over for the last, I think for a month and a half now, and it's a Blood Song by Anthony Rand. This is book 1 in his Raven's Shadow trilogy, and I'm so in love with this book. I will actually link my review of it up here so you can go check it out. So I will not go too deeply here. But yeah, this is the story of Vaelin Arsona. He, as a kid, was brought to the house of the Sixth Order, where he then spent the rest of his youth training to be a great fighter to protect the faith and the realm. So basically they are fighting monks. And as he grows up, he realizes that he's part of a much bigger picture. There's a lot happening in the background that he was unaware of, and he still is, you know, he's still piecing the pieces together. And I am in love with this book. This is my favorite book of this year that I've read so far. Honestly, I love it. I love Vaelin. He is a great character, and here I am going again. So yeah, I'm just gonna move to another book. So the next book is book 2 in the series. So you know, the first one is actually a lot shorter than this one, and I'm talking about A Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is book 2 in her Farseer trilogy, so you know, you don't have to read a big book to get to this one, because the first one, as I said, it's pretty short compared to this one, and it tells the story of Fitz, who is the bastard son of the prince in waiting, basically, and well, his father abdicates when he realizes that he has fathered a bastard, and Fitz is then left in the hands of a Burick, who is a stable master, and you know, he's taking care of him, at least at the beginning. Then the king, his grandfather, takes an interest in him, and he starts training him to be the future assassin. So it's his story, and we followed him from basically when he's a child to when he's around 20, I think, at the end of this trilogy, I'm not sure. And yeah, it's a really enjoyable read. These books, maybe they're a bit slow again, and the writing is a bit more flowery, but they're really enjoyable. This is definitely my favorite in the trilogy, and yes, I thought I was going to read more Robin Hobb this year, but it's not looking like I'm going to, because I have so many other books that I would like to sort of prioritize before I buy more books, actually more series. But yeah, that might change, but I definitely recommend this book. Then I am cheating a bit, because this book actually falls short of 500 pages, and it's The Glass Sentence by S.C. Grow. This book only has 489 pages, so I am cheating, but I do want to talk about the series because, well, I have talked about it a lot on my channel. I actually have a review, and I will post it up above. This is a middle grade series about a girl, Sophia Timms, and she lives in this world that there was this great disruption, and now all the continents and even part of the continents are in different time periods. So this makes things really interesting, especially travel, because you know, you move from different time periods. And my uncle is a map maker, and she's training to be one as well. But she's also looking for, you know, she wants to find her parents. They disappeared years back. They were explorers, and they just disappeared, and that's why she's living with her uncle, and she's determined to find them because she still believes that they're alive. Now, Sophia is a great character, really. She's a drama-free, she's really inventive, she's really rational, she's really enjoyable, as are the rest of the characters that we meet. It's a very diverse cast. I mean, some are crazy, some are funny, some are more sinister, but they're all really likable and enjoyable, except for the bad guys, of course. And the world that S.C. Grow created is just so very fascinating, and I love these books. The whole trilogy is out, so if you want to marathon it, you can do that. But I really do recommend it because I love it so much. The next book is The Cuckoos Calling by Robert Galbraith. Now, we all know this is J.K. Rowling, and she's writing murder mysteries, and I have to say I really love them. Now, Cormoran Strike is a private detective, he has his own agency, and Robin is his assistant, and I really love them both. And now, there's obviously a murder mystery in each of these books, but I think they're sort of in the background, because I think the characters, at least for me, are the most important part. These books are not fast, they're slow, they take their time. I love the fact that they're really current. I love it how every time we hear about Robin going to work, she complains about the construction site and the workers there staring at her. And the thing is that construction site at Tottenham Court Road and Charing Cross Road, that has been going on at least since 2011, and it's still there. So these books are really current for right now, you know. Well, they do date the books, I guess, but still. And you know, you walk from London and you get to Denmark Street, which I did in my vlog if you watched carefully, and you know, it's all really real. It just sort of drags in, because especially if you know these places, I think they're really enjoyable even more. And the thing is that after I'm done with these books, I just want to stay in this world a bit longer, even though it's our own world, but they really are really enjoyable. Now, the next book is one that we all love, or at least most of us, and it's A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 2 in her A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. Now, book 1, I don't think it's over 500 pages, but you know, you just read that one to get to this one, honestly, I think. Now, we all love this book. It's the continuation of Feyre's story. Now, Feyre in book 1 is this normal girl who lives in a world that's divided between the fairies and humans, and she kills a fairy, and because of that she's sort of forced to move to the fairy side of the wall that divides the two worlds, and she's supposed to spend the rest of her life there. And as she gets more and more immersed into that world, she's more and more intrigued by it, even though she's still trying to find a way back home. And yeah, that's book one. Who cares? This one is fantastic. She develops a lot as a character. We get to meet lots and lots of different new amazing characters. We get to see a lot more of this world, and I just love this book. So definitely forget how you felt about ACOTAR, pick this book up, and if you still don't like it, then okay, fine. But yeah, I love it, and I'm gonna be rereading it soon, yay! So the last book that I want to recommend is Leviathan Wakes by James S. A. Corey. This is book one in their Expanse series, and the series is expanding really fast. I think they come up with a book a year, and this is sort of a murder mystery space, so it's really easy to get into if you're new to sci-fi. I have not read a lot of sci-fi, so this was really enjoyable for me. There's some science talk in it, but as I said, this is, you know, at the end of the day, this is a murder mystery. There's a crew of a ship that comes across another ship, and they stumble on a secret on that ship. And on the other side of the solar system, there's a detective who's looking for a missing girl, and their paths cross, and well, we have to read the book to learn more. But yeah, this is a really enjoyable book. There's a TV show if you want to watch that. And yeah, I have not read the second book yet or any after that, but I hope to get to it soon. But yeah, I do recommend it. It was really enjoyable, and it's for beginners, so yeah, great book. So that's a lot of recommendations. I hope you found any of them useful, and you might pick some of these books up. If you haven't yet, let me know down in the comments what are some big books that you would recommend to me, and I will look for those and potentially pick something up, because new books are always fun. But yes, thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Bye!